In this lesson, we'll review a math question from the problem solving section. We're on page 981, question 15 out of 16, so we know it's a difficult problem. Here we have this equation, and we've got two variables here, n and k. We're told that they are both positive whole numbers, and we want to solve for k. So this is a classic sort of algebraic manipulation problem, and you can also use in concert with this a very valuable technique we've talked about, putting in value. So we're going to just simplify this equation on the left. So if we multiply this out, well, first of all, we can cancel out the n's on either side, right? Because we have multiplication. So on the top, the numerator, we're just left with 1n, and on the bottom, we're left with the quantity n minus 1 times the quantity n plus 1 equals 5k. All right, so now we're simplifying it, and this is what I mean by algebraic manipulation. All right, this has come up, we've seen in past questions. Try to manipulate this to make it more streamlined. And if you recall from way back in early algebra, another way of stating n minus 1 times n plus 1, or let's say we had x squared minus 64. That is the difference of two perfect squares, right? You could factor that out, x minus 8, x plus 8. So in this case, we have the factor. We're going to change this. This is what I call the algebraic manipulation. That's the same as stating n squared minus 1. Because if we factor that out, we'd get n minus 1, n plus 1. All right, now we've reduced this, and let's think about putting in a value. Let's start with n on the top. In its simplest form, what could we substitute in for n to make this a true statement? Well, we can substitute a 5. That is a true sentence, right? Now, what's our 5? We've got to stay consistent, so our 5 is n, so that's going to be 25 minus 1, 24, 5 over 24 equals 5 over 24. And k is 24. The answer is C. Again, this takes a little bit of creative reasoning, but you have to algebraically manipulate and then look to substitute to put in a value. It's a much more efficient way than doing lots and lots of algebra. All right. C is the answer. Thanks for watching. See you next time.